Hi love, Deena here. I'm going to take you through a full body 30-minute Pilates session. All you need is yourself and a little bit of space. We're going to get started on the mat, so when you're ready, go ahead and pop yourself down. Make sure you've got a little bit of room. We're going to start with our knees bent. Knees are in line with your hips and the hands are going to go behind the kneecaps. Pull your shoulder blades down and back to lengthen the spine. Take a deep breath in, and then tuck the belly button into the spine to roll yourself back. Release the arms on top of the knees and extend to reach the fingertips up to the sky. We're going to go for one more rep here. And then gently bring yourself all the way down to your mat. Place the fingertips on the ribs. We're going in for a few diaphragmatic breaths. As you inhale, the rib cage is expanding to the outside of your waist. And as you exhale, the rib cage is closing back into your midline. Imagine you're breathing out of a tiny little straw as you exhale. Make that your last deep breath. Cactus the elbows in line with the shoulders and let your knees drop from side to side, creating some space in the lower back and in the hips. Keeping the shoulder blades glued to the mat. If you want a little bit more space, you can bring the heels out a little bit further. Let's go for one more on each side. Bring the knees in line with the hips, palms come by your side. Gently bring the hips up to the sky and then melt your spine back into your mat. So you're going to tuck your pelvic floor underneath and lift the hips one vertebrae at a time. On your next one, we're going for a full bridge. Arms are on top of the shoulders, back is flat. We have a simple bridge to start. Just warming up the glutes here. Try to keep the arms on top of the shoulders. Adding on in 3, 2, hips up, drive the knees into the chest. As you march the knees in, try to keep the hips as stable as possible. If you want to make this a little bit more difficult, you're going to come onto the toe when you drop the foot. Good. Let's go for 3, 2. Drop the hips down. Keep the left knee on top of the hip. Arms come to the back of the room. Extend to lift the chest. Lift the leg as you lift the arms. So a little coordination here. Subtle movement in the core. Think about lifting the chest up to the ceiling. Beautiful. Let's go for 3, 2, and relax. Go ahead and bring yourself all the way down and extend the leg on top of the hip. Take a deep breath in and begin to walk yourself up your tree, the back of the leg. Pull the leg in and then tuck the belly button into the spine to walk yourself down to the back of your mat. We're going to be here for a little while, so give yourself a little play. You can bend the knees and add a little bit of momentum from the back if you need to. We're focusing on spinal articulation. So every time you come down, imagine the spine is melting vertebrae by vertebrae into your mat. Notice how much more space you get with each rep. Now you've got 10 more seconds. I had to pause here because I was getting a little cramp in my glute. But wherever you are, you're going to meet me at the top of your tree. Keep the leg extended and extend the right leg down. Tuck the belly button into the spine and meet me at the back of your mat. Chest and shoulders lift off the mat. We're going in for our single leg stretch. 45 seconds here. I want you to really take your time and try not to force the leg to the face. So if your hamstring is saying no, it can't go any further, don't force it. Let the hammies open up. Keep breathing. Think about that little straw that we implemented into our warm-up. Every time you bring that leg out or that leg back, you're breathing out of your straw. Let's go for 3, 2, and bend that left leg. Bend the right knee on top of the hip and drive the arms to the back of your space. We're going to take everything to the other side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to drive the arms by your side. Lift the leg up to the ceiling. Inhale to reset. Keep using your breath. Let's go for one more rep wherever you are. And then keep that leg on top of the hip and begin to walk yourself up your tree. You'll notice that one side is a little bit stiffer than the other. That's completely normal. Remember, if you need to bend the knee and use a little bit of momentum to get yourself up, that's okay too. At the top, try to lengthen your spine. When you come back, the spine is melting into the mat. But when you come up, you're nice and tall. Let's go for one more rep. Beautiful. At the top, extend your opposite leg down, tuck the belly into the spine, and roll yourself down to the mat. Release the opposite leg. We're going back in for our single leg stretch. We've added a pulse now. So when you pull that leg back, pulse it for 2, and then switch. If the pulse isn't for you today, completely fine. Just take it back to your single leg stretch. You've got about 15 seconds. Keep that chest lifted. Let's go for 3, 2. Drop one leg down, drop the opposite leg, and bring your heels together. Drive the arms by your side. We're going in for our roll up. Take a deep breath, and then tuck the chin into the chest and begin to roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Reach forward, keeping the arms in line with the shoulders, and then melt your spine back into the mat. Make sure you have a little bit of space. You've got about 10 seconds. Let's make this our last rep in 3, 2. Beautiful. Okay. Drive the knees into the chest. Pull the knees in. Lift the chest and shoulders off the mat. And extend the arms and the legs long. Take a deep breath. Exhale to lift the chest off the mat. Inhale to extend. Focus on isolating the upper body from the lower body so the legs do not move. If you need to bend the knees, this is a regression you can take. In a few seconds, we're going straight in for our hundreds. In 3, 2, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your tempo. You've got 20 seconds. Bend those knees if you need. Keep using your breath. Keep breathing out of your straw. Less than 10 seconds. Beautiful. 3, 2, and pull the knees into the chest. All right, I know that core is on fire. We are rolling like a ball for our next exercise. When you're ready, grab hold of the ankles, tuck the heels into the glutes, and begin to rock yourself up and down with control. When you roll back, tuck your belly button into your spine and roll back onto the shoulders. When you come forward, stack your spine at the top so you're nice and long. The goal is to keep the feet off the mat the entire time. If you want to progress this, you're going to take it into your tabletop. When I was first introduced into this exercise, I remember my Pilates teacher, Kiara. She said, if you feel like a big potato, then you're probably doing something right. All right, you've got 10 seconds. Beautiful. Let's go for 3, 2, and relax. Extend your left leg long. Pull your right knee in, tuck the belly button to roll down to your mat. From here, chest and shoulders are off the mat. We have a knee pull. With control, pull the knee into the chest. And really take your time. You've got about 10 seconds. Stay with me. Coming off the back in 3, 2, and release. Drop the legs down, stretch the arms to the back of the room, and then roll yourself up to the top. Okay, we are off our back for a bit. When you are ready, go ahead and meet me in your kneeling position. Palms come by your side. Give yourself a few neck rolls to the right and to the left. Tuck the belly button into the spine. Three, 2. Hands go behind the neck. Elbows are wide. From here, drive the head into the chest. Open up the chest as the elbows come to the back of the room. Belly button comes into the spine as the elbows close. 3, 2, and relax. Meet me on your mat, shoulders on top of the wrists, hips on top of the knees. Extend the left leg long and lift the leg up to hip height. Focus on keeping the belly button into the spine as you lift. You're going for length, not for height. So imagine somebody is pulling your ankle to the back of the room, stretching that leg as long and far as they can. In about 15 seconds, we're going to make this slightly more dynamic. So give yourself a few more reps. And after your last rep, drive the leg down, tuck the toe, and push the floor away from you to pull the knee into the chest. So the straight leg comes up to the hip, tuck the toe, release the bent knee to the chest. That leg is still coming up to hip height. Take your time, try not to rush the movement. You've got 10 seconds. In 3, 2, keep that leg straight, drop the elbow of the bent knee, open up the hip slightly, and then tap the toe down to your mat. So you've got a slight angle with this leg raise. Double check that your left hip is slightly open. Beautiful. Your final 10 seconds, we're going to add a little pulse, keeping that leg nice and high. You've got 3, 2, and relax. Bend that knee to bring yourself back in. Find yourself back on all fours. We're going in for our other side. So when you are ready, extend your right leg long and lift the leg up to hip. Remember, the belly button comes into the spine as you lift. Keep breathing. We're going to add that variation in about 10 seconds. Remember, the straight leg will come down and the toes will tuck. In 3, 2, drop the leg down, tuck the toe, and lift the knee into the chest. Return to your starting position. Think about pulling the belly button into the spine, pushing the floor away from you as you pull that knee into the chest. Keep working with it. You've got less than 10 seconds. In 3, 2, keep that leg nice and long. Drop the elbow of the bent knee. Open up your right hip and lift the hip up to the ceiling. Now, I do apologize for this really weird angle. But just to double check your form, check that your shoulders are on top of the elbows, the left hip is on top of the left knee, and your right hip is slightly open. Final 10 seconds, you pulse that leg up. Good, you've got 3, 2, and bring it in. Bring the knees wide and shift into your child's pose. Take a breather. While you're down, you can drop the elbows to the mat, interlace the fingers, and give your wrist a little bit of a break. Now, we've got about 10 seconds before we move on. Remember, pause me at any point if you need a little bit more rest. If you are ready, come out of your child's pose and meet me on your side. Shoulders are on top of your elbows, belly button is into spine. Stack the knees on top of each other. Keeping the toes connected, you're going to drive the knee up to the ceiling to come into your clam. Now, this isn't going to feel like much at first. We're just opening up the hips, warming up that top or up glute. In about 10 seconds, you're going to elevate your hip with your clam. Let's go for 3, 2. On your next one, lift the hip up as you clam the knee up. Very subtle movement here. You're not going to be able to get too much room. But focus on keeping the belly button connected to the spine, keeping the toes together. You've got less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, and drop yourself down. Sink yourself down to your mat to where you're laying flat. Extend your legs to the front corner of your mat, flex the foot, and drive that leg up to hip height. Once you get there, turn your toe outwards to drive the heel down. You should be able to see your toes as you lift, even more so as you come down. Let's go for 3, 2. Meet me in the center, point your toe. Let's go in for baby circles. Again, another subtle movement. Final 15 seconds, take it the opposite way. Invert your circle. Beautiful. You're doing great. I know it's burning. Stay with it. In 3, 2, flex your foot, kick the foot to hip height, tap, and kick it back to the center. I actually applaud people who can do these workouts and have no emotion on their face. I am not that girl. I am struggling here with you. All right, you got 10 seconds. Keep the foot in line with the hip. Keep the leg in line with the hip. 3, 2, and relax. Go ahead and bring that leg in and push yourself up to seated position. Wrap those legs around. Before we take it to our other side, we're going to go in for a mermaid. So pull the knees, stack the knees on top of each other. Exhale to reach over to the side, tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale to reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. Let's go for one more rep. And go ahead and drop yourself down onto the elbow. Stack the knees on top of each other. The heels are in line with the glutes. We're going to go back in for our clam. Pull the belly button into the spine. Okay, from here, lift the top knee up, keeping the toes connected. In about 10 seconds, we're going to stay with this movement, but we're elevating our hips. 3, 2. Lift the hips as you clam. Control it on the way down. You've got 10 seconds before we lay on our side. And release. Beautiful. Bring yourself all the way down, shift yourself down to your mat, and pop the feet to the front corner of your mat. Flex the feet, pull the belly button in, and lift the hip up to hip height. Not the hip, lift the foot up to hip height. Turn your angle so your toes are pointing upwards to the ceiling before you drop. You've got 10 seconds. We are adding those circles into the mix in 3, 2. Meet me in the center. Point the toe. Give me baby circles forward. Belly button is still into the spine. You should have a tiny little gap between your waist and the mat. 3, 2. Take it the other way around. 15 seconds. I know. A little spicy. We're almost there. Let's go for 3, 2. Keep that leg up. Flex the foot. Kick the foot forward. Tap it down to your mat and kick it back. Remember, we have a nice mermaid stretch coming up after this. Give yourself 10 seconds. You're almost there. In 3, 2, and relax. Ouch. All right, flip the knees around. Let's take it to our mermaid stretch to loosen up that glute. Stack the knees, grab hold of the ankle. Inhale to reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. Exhale to lean over. Tuck the chin into the chest. You will be happy to know we only have one more section after this, and then we can cool down. Let's go for one more rep. And release that. All right, when you are ready, we are going to come into our high plank or our low plank. So come onto all fours and drop the elbows down to your mat. Walk the feet out. From your low plank, begin to drop one knee down to your mat at a time. If you take a quick look up to your screen, you'll notice that my plank position never changes. I'm only working with the knees. So I'm not dropping my hips. I have that straight line. Let's go for 3, 2. Stay in your low plank, but reach the hands to the front of the room now. Palms are reaching to the front. Now we are about halfway through this circuit. In 10 seconds, you are going to dip the hips to finish this off. In 3, 2, low plank, hips dip from side to side, keeping the upper body nice and stable. This is your home stretch. We are done after this. You're doing great. Let's go for 10 seconds. Nearly there. In 3, 2, And 1. Drop your knees and shift your weight back into your child's pose. Heading into our cool down, have a check-in with how you're feeling. Relax the jaw. Coming out of that child's pose, drive your right leg forward. Place both hands on the thigh and open up the chest so that you feel that stretch in the left growing. Keep breathing. Allow the hips to sink into your mat. Release the arms from this stretch into the sky. And then shift your hips back, straighten out the front leg, and flex the right foot. If it's available to you, walk those fingertips to the front of your mat and breathe into the hamstring. Coming out of that stretch, rebend that front leg, keep your left hand on the mat, and gently press against your right knee, looking over to your right shoulder. Again, I'm sorry that I picked this angle to start. You've got 10 seconds. And bring yourself out of that stretch. Let's take it over to the other side. Left leg comes forward. Both hands come on the thigh. Let your hips sink into the mat. Open up the chest. With every breath, the hips are getting a little bit lower. Release the arms into the sky and shift your hips back to come into your hamstring stretch. Flex the foot if it's available, and then walk those fingertips to the front of your mat. Keep the head heavy. Final stretch. Rebend that front leg. Drop the right hand down and gently press against your left kneecap, looking over the shoulder. Keep breathing. Final few seconds here. And that concludes our workout for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. I appreciate every single one of you. As always, if you enjoy doing these videos, please like, subscribe, share, do it with a friend, spread the love, and I hope to see you on the next one. Be kind to yourself, be kind to each other. Ciao for now.